Hi guys, it's Jen here at Check Her Joy, and this time I'm reviewing Could It Be Magic by Kathlena L Contreras, which I may have just mispronounced, sorry. This is the third novel in the Land of Enchantment series. There are also two short stories that fall before this, and I didn't see any other reviews of the rest of the series, so I'm gonna try not to spoil stuff that happened in the first two books, even though I haven't read them, if that makes sense. So I won this as part of a Goodreads giveaway, so fair warning on that. Totally cool though, my copy's autographed, and I got this really awesome bookmark with it. So, ta-da! So, disclaimer on the fact that I won this book. So I went into this third book not having read the first two and not really knowing a lot about it other than like the description on Goodreads. So the main character in this is Amethyst Ray. This is a woman who is a wizard. Pretty sure she's Hispanic. She's a stained glass artist, which was kind of cool. And she's also a computer consultant at the Magnus Corporation. And only a few of her friends know that she's a wizard. Like, her best friend does, and I think her parents do or something. But not like everybody. It's kind of low-key stuff going on here. This is a romance story, so her romantic interest is Jas Harker. It's short for Jasper, so it gets Jas Harker. He's a wizard, and he's actually the owner of Magnus Corporation, so he's Amethyst's boss. He is white, and he is kind of low-key trying to hide the fact that he's a wizard, and sometimes uses Amethyst as, like, this go-between that he can hide behind. Like, she'll do the magic, like, part of Amethyst's job at the corporation is to integrate magic into their security so that a wizard can't just break in and hack all their files and stuff. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic going on here. It's also really cool to step into like the middle of a story. Like, these characters already have like history with each other, and it's just a different feeling, and it's kind of cool to do that. The writer does a good job of explaining the backstory that's necessary, so I really, like, I wasn't lost at any point wondering what had happened. But obviously, if you read the third book first, there are things that happen in here that spoil the first two books. Amethyst and Jas definitely have some chemistry going on here. Like, right away, I was shipping them in the first scene, even though I knew nothing about them. Most of this is Jas trying to convince Amethyst to go out with him / marry him. And it's really complicated because they have this experience in the past where Jas just completely betrayed her and she doesn't really trust him. She doesn't even want to be touched by him. Like, he goes to like hold her hand and she like freaks out. So Amethyst is like totally attracted to him, but also can't get this psychological stuff out of her head. So it's a really interesting twist. Cool to like her trying to figure out what it is that she wants. Like, does she actually want Jas long term, or is it just this a physical attraction thing that's going on here? Like, what would her life be like if they were together? Because they're both wizards, they wouldn't have to lie to each other about anything. And they have like they're immortal, I guess. So like they could be together like forever, which also is kind of a panicky thing. Like, can you really see yourself with somebody 1,000 years later? There's also another wizard in here called Belgrair, who just kind of shows up and starts causing problems. And Amethyst outs herself by canceling out his magic to protect other people around them. And then she gets on Belgrair's like radar. And it's kind of this thing where she doesn't know what his intentions are, so she doesn't know if she can trust him or not. And the stuff that happened with Jas in the background is playing a part in this. And Jas is trying to protect her also from Belgrair, while not revealing the fact that he's a wizard. Like, it's this ace in the hole secret they have. So they end up spending a lot of time together while Jas is protecting Amethyst. That's probably about all I can say about this plot without spoiling it. It totally pulled me in. I didn't really have a problem with the fact that I was coming into the middle of the story. I liked the way magic works and the ramifications of being a wizard in this world and like how they really think it out. It was also cool to see like New Mexico. I don't read a lot of books that happened in the Southwest. There's also kind of this guessing game about like Joss's past because he's lived a lot longer than her. Like Amethyst is 20 something right now and she isn't really aged. Like she hasn't really older than what she appears yet, but Joss is a lot older than how he appears, and like trying to guess like where he came from and where he's lived and like what kind of lives he's had before, if he's had a family before this. Like that was a really cool part to like try to guess and figure out in this story. Um, so on the whole, I really did enjoy this. It's like 4 stars. At some point, I will probably read the first 2 books in the series. But yeah, I'm really glad I read this. There's also a short story in the back called This Magic Moment, which happens before this book, which kind of threw me off because I went through reading this book and I'm like, oh, there's a short story, and tried to read it, and it's before this book happened. So I think I'm going to have to read it another time because it's kind of weird to just like jump back in their relationship. Peace out. I love you guys and keep reading. Bye.